Most people think the TV market is transparent. You walk into a store or scroll online, and everything feels available. Specs are listed. Features are explained. Reviews are everywhere. It feels like you have all the information you need. But that's the illusion, because the TV market doesn't hide information by removing it. It hides it by controlling what you pay attention to. And once you understand that, you start seeing things differently, because what you're shown is not necessarily what matters most. And what matters most is rarely emphasized. The first thing most people don't realize is that TVs are not tuned for your home. They're tuned for the moment you first see them. That moment might be in a showroom, under bright lights, next to other TVs, or might be online through carefully selected visuals. Either way, the goal is the same. Stand out instantly, win attention, create a strong first impression. And to do that, everything is pushed. Brightness is increased. Colors are exaggerated. Sharpness is enhanced. Because subtlety doesn't sell. Impact does. But that impact is not designed for long-term viewing. It's designed for comparison. And that creates a disconnect. Because when you bring that TV home, the environment changes. The lighting changes. Your usage changes. And the same settings start to feel different. Not wrong, just off. But here's the part most people don't question. They assume that's how the TV is supposed to look. So instead of adjusting the TV, they adjust themselves. They get used to it. They normalize it. And that's how the experience gets locked in. Not because it's optimal, but because it's accepted. Another insider truth is how much of the TV's performance comes from processing. Not the panel, not the resolution, but the decisions the TV makes. Every single second. Because what you're watching is rarely shown exactly as it is. It's interpreted, adjusted, enhanced, or sometimes reduced to fit the capabilities of the display. And different TVs make different choices. Some prioritize sharpness. Others prioritize smoothness. Some enhance contrast aggressively. Others preserve detail. And these choices are not always visible, but they shape everything. How motion feels, how textures look, how natural the image appears. And since these processes happen automatically, most people never think about them. They just experience the result without understanding the cause. Another thing insiders understand is that not all improvements are meant to improve your experience. Some are meant to maintain momentum, to give the market something new to talk about. Because without new features, there's no reason to upgrade. So technologies evolve, names change, numbers increase. But the real-world difference doesn't always follow, and this creates a cycle where people chase improvement without fully experiencing it. They upgrade based on expectation, not necessity, and when the difference feels small, they assume something is wrong, not realizing that the upgrade itself was never meant to be dramatic. Another detail that rarely gets discussed is panel selection within the same model. Two TVs with the same name can perform slightly differently because panels vary, manufacturing tolerances exist, calibration differs, and while these differences are not huge, they're enough to affect perception, which means the experience you get might not be identical to the one someone else describes, even if you bought the same TV. This is one of those subtle realities that doesn't fit into marketing, so it's never highlighted, but it exists. And it contributes to the variability people sometimes notice. Another insider perspective is how much your environment controls the outcome, more than the TV itself. Light sources, wall colors, room layout, viewing distance, all of these influence how the image appears. But most people evaluate TVs in isolation, as if the TV is the only variable, and that leads to mismatches. A TV that performs well in one setup might struggle in another, not because it's flawed, but because the conditions are different. And since those conditions are rarely discussed during the buying process, people don't account for them until it's too late. Another truth that changes how you see everything is how quickly your perception adapts. What feels impressive today becomes normal tomorrow. What feels slightly off today becomes more noticeable tomorrow. And this shift happens quietly, without you realizing it. Which means the first impression is not the most important one. The sustained impression is. how the TV feels after hours of use, after days of repetition, after weeks of familiarity. And that's not something you can evaluate instantly, but it's what defines satisfaction. Another insider detail is how features are prioritized differently across models. Not all TVs are designed to excel in the same areas. Some prioritize brightness, others prioritize contrast, others focus on efficiency, and these priorities shape trade-offs, which means no TV is perfect, only optimized. But most people don't think in terms of optimization. They think in terms of ranking, better or worse, which simplifies the decision, but hides the reality. Because what's better depends entirely on how you use the TV. And if that alignment isn't there, even a high-end TV can feel disappointing. Another truth that's rarely mentioned is how software longevity affects hardware perception. A TV might have excellent hardware, great panel, strong processing, but if the software becomes slow or limited, the entire experience feels worse, even though the display itself hasn't changed. And this is something that develops over time, which makes it harder to connect to the original purchase. Because the issue isn't visible at the beginning. It appears later, gradually, and by then, it feels like part of the TV, not something separate. Another insider observation is how often people confuse intensity with quality. A brighter image feels more detailed. More vibrant colors feel more accurate. Stronger contrast feels more cinematic. But these are perceptions, not always reflections of reality. Because true quality is about balance, not extremes. And balance doesn't always stand out, especially in short comparisons, which is why intensity often wins, even when it doesn't last. Another thing insiders notice is how rarely people adjust their TVs. Settings remain unchanged. Defaults become permanent. And since defaults are optimized for impact, not comfort, the experience never reaches its full potential. But since there's no clear signal to change anything, people don't. They assume what they see is what they get, and that assumption limits everything. Another hidden layer is how content quality interacts with the TV. Not all content is equal. Compression, bitrate, source quality all influence the final image, and a high-end TV can't fully compensate for poor content. It can improve it, but not transform it completely, which means your experience is partially dependent on what you're watching, not just what you're watching it on. And this relationship is often overlooked because people expect the TV to do everything, when in reality, it's part of a system. Another insider truth is that long-term satisfaction comes from the absence of problems, not the presence of features. A TV that doesn't distract you, doesn't frustrate you, doesn't require constant adjustment, feels better than one that impresses occasionally, but irritates consistently. And that absence is hard to market because it doesn't create excitement. It creates comfort, and comfort doesn't stand out until you realize how valuable it is. Another subtle reality is how expectations shape perception. If you expect a TV to be incredible, you focus on what doesn't meet that expectation. If you expect it to be average, you appreciate what exceeds it. And this mental framing changes how you experience the same product, which means part of satisfaction is psychological, not just technical, and that's something no spec sheet can capture. Another insider observation is how people underestimate daily interaction. Menus, inputs, switching sources, adjusting settings. These small actions happen repeatedly, and if they're not smooth, they become friction points, tiny frustrations that add up over time. And while they seem minor, they shape how the TV feels to use, more than people expect. Another truth that ties everything together is that the TV market is optimized for decision-making speed. Quick comparisons, clear differences, simple choices, but real satisfaction comes from slow evaluation, time, usage, consistency. And these two timelines don't align, which is why so many decisions feel right at first and questionable later, because they were made in the wrong time frame, based on the wrong signals. And once you see that, everything shifts. You stop looking for the most impressive option and start looking for the most reliable experience. You question what stands out and pay attention to what stays consistent. You become less influenced by what you see immediately and more focused on how things will feel over time. And that shift is what changes everything. Because the hidden truth about TVs is not about secret features or undisclosed specs. It's about understanding the gap between perception and experience. And once you understand that, you stop chasing what looks best and start choosing what actually feels right. Every single day you use it, without thinking about it, without questioning it, without needing to adjust anything. And that's when you know you made the right decision.